the founder of TT Elect, the one whose words you hear. I am close enough to the flesh and far enough from God to be able to warn you of what He has shown His people, and speak to you bluntly about it without a holier than thou appearance to you. I could honestly care less about what any human with mere breath in their lungs has to say about God and His ways. Do not be deceived. I know I stand on dangerous ground when out of the presence of God as a follower of Christ. I stick out like a sore thumb to darkness, but I am covers me, and anyone thinking themselves safely living spiritually in arrogance to the weapons of the enemy and the enemy himself. The Bible calls you a fool as you stumble on what you do not see. This is where I differ from the regular human being. And believe it or not, you differ in many different ways from others as well. But I'll explain where I am different in this point of time. I know what I stumble on. But, as I have repeatedly said, knowledge is not understanding. I have walked with God in ways no man has seen and heard except the elect. It began with a flood of anguish. I could not stand the world and its filth. I was able to see the world as dead movement. If we could see the dead movement in the eyes of people rather than their soul, you'd understand what I mean. If we could see the way people drag themselves here and there, chasing the paycheck like the wind. If we could see how we repeatedly cut ourselves to continue feeding the beast. If we could see how the false pleasures we know today are merely a bed of worms in reality. If we could see that there is no corner or inch on this planet where you can run from these things, we would be with our faces to the ground. We would tremble before God, knowing He was the only light to reject the darkness that devours us whole, a darkness that has been a part of our being from birth due to the great fall of mankind. I was then led by the Spirit of God through a purification period in my life, where I did not find need of human food nor entertainment. I was sick and tired of worldly talk, since it was as if hordes of flies would come from their mouth to try and torment me with how useless they are to my spirit and to their own spirit. And I mean the words spoken by the many today. No one truly remains themselves after the innocence period in their lives, and they give up who they are at that moment to then become like the world. They begin to gossip, to scheme, and to joke about what they do not understand. Many do this in hopes to gain acknowledgement or praise from peers around them. I myself am a witness and have been subject to this. The church of today is one of the groups of people that has adopted this unclean spirit, the need to be circumcised with riches and praise in order to validate your calling in God. I was then led to strip myself from anything that holds onto beauty in the eyes of man, wanting to adopt the idea of disguising my face behind a mask so that you could recognize the words of Christ through me better. And in that way, you would not be blinded by the eyes made of flesh that look at you as my lips made of flesh tell you to repent. There is a reason why the people of Israel still hold on to the fact that Moses' face shone brightly after spending time with God on Sinai. The elect will be a terrifying sight to those on earth in the final hour before the judgment, inescapable for this reason. And for this reason, Christ orders us to be holy as He is holy. The spiritual translates into the physical. So, what I mean to say in all of this is, I am here to speak what needs to be heard. In reality, I should be hidden like John the Baptist was being prepared in the wilderness. So, once I am able to go live, I will challenge the many of you to repent 100% from the world with me as Christ had freed me before.